Yo, what's up, guys? Sitting in the shop, knocking out some baits. We got done fishing yesterday. It was 74, 75 degrees out. It was straight up beautiful. It's like 41 right now. It's supposed to dip down to 17 tonight. We're supposed to get 1 to 3 inches of wet snow. And then back in the 50s on Sunday, and then, a little chilly next week, but back in the 60s and 70s and by next weekend. So it's been a little crazy. We're going to be talking about my signature bait that I created a couple years ago. Some of you may know it. It is my THKOWAKE bait. I'm doing a video on just some of the colors I've got, the rig I throw it on, just how we got started and everything. But it's been a great bait. I mean, I've got them at Tackle Warehouse. I got them at some other dealers, Bass Wishes. I came up with this idea, I would say 3 or 4 years ago. I took a wake bait, took some skirts from Omega. We had some swim skirts and, so many colors that we had. I kind of put them together, and it took me about 6 to 8 months to perfect the action, the motion, how to connect hooks and skirts and all that stuff to the bodies. And, it took a lot of trial and error, and I think I perfected it pretty well. A lot of guys love the bait. I've painted thousands of them. I can't thank you guys enough. It's just a cool bait. I mean, it's completely different than, what everybody else is throwing. And, the color matching with the skirt, with the bodies. And it just works really well. As you saw, you might have seen on my Instagram. This is probably going to be my new color that we're going to put up on the website. This is the perch color. Awesome color for those guys up north. Even down south, it looks like a bluegill or that chartreuse black back kind of variation to it. It's a pretty badass little color. Chartreuse tail, green tail. This is another great spring color. This is the spring craw here. Orange, red with the black, top to it with the red and black with a little bit of tinsel in it. Skirt, put a little bit of flake in it. Awesome springtime color. This is the color crankbait I was throwing yesterday. It was more in that RC15. I probably could have gotten away with this because we were throwing square bills on flats. I just was a numbskull and just was throwing the square bill, and I love throwing square bills. Another color that I might come out with is this is kind of a reddier variation. Kind of just mess around with this color with the chartreuse white skirt. Pretty cool color here. Custom ordered a bunch of just wicked little colors. Natural gill. A lot of ghosting and some of the flake I did. It's really hard to tell on video, but once you see it, it's got a lot of pearl overlay. A little bit more natural bluegill color. Great colors. I mean, a bunch of different ones. This is supposed to be like a silver shiner color. It's kind of a aluminum gold, yellow, purple color, black back. It's a really bad color. It's a nice little shad variation with the threadfin skirt that we've been doing for all our gizzard shads and stuff. Great color here. It's a more natural shad color. Maybe you've seen this one. This is my signature bluegill. It's a ghost bluegill shad color. It's got our logo imprinted on the top. It's kind of hard to see with the chartreuse orange skirt. This is an awesome bait. We are probably going to do a sweet deal on these. Just for like a starter pack for guys who haven't tried our wake baits. Guys who have and they just want to get more. Just keep a lookout. I'm going to do a sweet deal on the signature bluegill series. I've got a few of them, so we're going to try and blow those out, get you guys to try some of these out. It's a good way to get it. They normally retail for $16. That's with hooks, packaging, all that stuff. So that's the full bait, $16, custom painted. Paint whatever you want. Decals as well, small ones, large ones. Finally got those in. Got a lot of those. But typically, I am throwing my wake baits on my Dobyns 705 CBMF glass rod. Um, my wake bait acts like it's a square bill, so I throw it on the same rod as I throw my square bills on. I'm throwing it on 15-pound Lake Fork Power Silk, or you can throw it on like 15-pound Seaguard Vizex, or use a hybrid, something like that. I've also thrown it on 30-pound Power Pro. It just depends on, if you're a braid guy or a mono guy. I just prefer to throw it on mono, especially with my square bills and stuff. It's a pretty hard reaction bite, so I like to have a little bit more give, even with the glass rod. Um, so, it works for me. If braid works for you, if fluorocarbon works for you, then great. Whatever is getting you guys to catch fish on them, that's the best thing. I'm throwing on a 5:7 to 1 gear ratio. It's a Daiwa IZE reel. 5:7 to 1 for me is because I burn freaking baits way too fast, so it slows me down. I've said that in previous posts, videos, whatever. I'm a pretty fast reeler, so when I'm cranking, I like to slow myself down, and mechanically that'll slow me down. So other than that, you can do a straight burn under the water. I know guys that dip their rod so they can get it down 4 or 5 feet. You can wake it. You can, put your tip up, slow wake that bait. I do a lot of different things. I'll crank it down a little bit, and I'll start pausing and twitching, and the bait will kind of dart to the side. And as soon as it stops, it flares up. I've even popped it on top of the water to where, it kind of walks on the water as well. It just depends, whatever the fish are active. If they're really active, you can pretty much do whatever you want with the bait. Um, but again, it has been such a great bait for a lot of guys. I've painted them up for guys across the country. I've sent them overseas. I've painted up for elite guys, FLW guys. It's so cool to see something that you created, take off so well, and we're still knocking baits out. I mean, we've got wake baits going out. I'm trying to come up with different colors to match the skirts, and if you have any suggestions on colors you want, I will try to come up with some idea. We can kind of get that done. We've only got like 20 skirts maybe, so trying to add different colors to bodies for these skirts so I don't have to keep buying bulk skirts and all that kind of stuff. So other than that, give us a thumbs up. Hopefully it gets a little warmer so we can go back out fishing. Talk to you guys later.